I think every architect has a different area where they begin. At least for us in these two projects, looking at the Custom House Road and the Hunar Foundation, you have to go and look at precedences, and you have to see the context of what you're doing and where you're doing. Inspiration really came from the problem, that how you're going to address that. As you know, that most architects, what we are taught in school is really problem solving. So the more you understand the problem, the better the answer. Here, the problem was very evident that Custom House Road was a public street which was a very, very untidy, very ugly, very dangerous. It's a dirty, untidy, broken street where it was totally a chaos there. So we needed to clean it up and make it worthy to come there and enjoy yourself. So the inspiration was really to look at that if the street was done in the British era with a beautiful grand building next to it, and if it was a very important building, how would the street have been designed? And so that's where I would say the beginning actually came from there. Of course, you had to do it in the context of Karachi and its people around Karachi and the way it would be used. And I would say it has become as a reasonable success. So let's see how it works out in the long term. It's been about 3 years now. People are enjoying it. Once again, it's a beginning. So let's see where it goes. When you ask about design methodologies, it's always the same for us, that we look at the context, we look at simplicity, we look at indigenous. Cost effective is, I think, very, very important for this country, and we always look at that. And the moment you make it indigenous, it already becomes cost effective. I think the methodology almost in every project is about the same. And that's what we did here. And so it's easy the moment you say that this is your canvas. So you already know your latitude and longitude on this. So it becomes much, much easier the moment you're working within that canvas and you are solving a problem with a very clear direction. Okay, as far as the impact of the AD Awards is concerned, I think it's very important for people to be judged for their abilities, for their designs in the long term, where you are seen as how you have been judged compared to others, where it becomes very meaningful. Because if you're working by yourself and your clients or your employees keep on telling you how great you are or what you're doing is fantastic, the only way you can really find out is when you're judged against each other. And I think its long-term impact will be very good, where everybody is going to try to improve their work. And I think it's extremely positive, because that's exactly what happened with us, where we started looking at the projects where amongst 20 projects, it was difficult to even choose which one was really worth presenting. How does it feel to be recognized at the national level? Feels good. It actually shows you where you stand, but it shouldn't get to your head. You have to see it as a beginning. Because if you see it as a beginning, that you start from one, that when you reach somewhere and you say, okay, the next project I do will have to be better than this. When a client comes and he has come to you because he has seen a project that you've done, he's either obviously looking for you to do a project as good, and maybe that's good enough for him, but it should not be good enough for you. You have to raise your level or your bar much higher than the previous project. And looking at other people's work, and that's where one learns a lot. So the bar has to become higher. I tell my entire team at the office that don't let it get to your head because it's just a beginning. Oh, very important question that what kinds of projects do I think win? I think it's always honest designing, practicality, originality, creativity, and I'd like to say out of the box thinking. That however you approach the problem simply and beautifully. Because when you work on architecture, if there are 20 architects, they will all have their different answers, which are answers that have addressed the problem. But there's always, between one and the other, there's always a better answer and a not so good answer. So here I would say that the better answer would be all of the above that what I have said, that it's the originality, it's the out-of-the-box thinking. And so that's how I think a good architect will always look at that how do you resolve this beautifully simple and at the end simply beautiful.